First of all, the question which I ask everyone, what was your background before you decided to get to the tech? Why you've decided to change your career to the tech one?
Uh, Background is with chemical coatings or chemicals paint industry. I went to the military when I got out of high school. I was in the Navy for 3 years. After I got out the Navy, I had several different jobs. Actually, I had to make paint for like street paint for the company. And then what happened was, years after that, I started going to school to get my degree, end up getting a business degree, and I went into a manager trainee program. And through those years, I was in different manager levels. They transferred me to different states, seen a lot, moved my family a lot. Uh, but I got to a point where I didn't want to keep moving per se, and I wanted to do something else. I wasn't feeling as fulfilled in the position. Uh, the money could be better, as always. Money is always a thing that with people, but more than that, it just didn't fulfill me. I didn't care really on the industry itself, but I have a lot of experience in the industry, so it's not. I want to really take a whole look at it and see, like, well, what else can I do? They kept wanting to promote me, so I was promotable, but I had to keep moving. Which I don't mind traveling, but I don't want to move. There's a difference. You can travel and come back home. But
Mhm.
if you want to move and take a new position and come in the office and do certain things, I had to uproot my family. My daughters, they love the school they're in. My wife is thriving here, and we're in Atlanta, Georgia. And so we love it here. It's way better than home. I love home, Cleveland, Ohio, but it's get cold in the summers and stuff. That's all I knew growing up. So me and my wife was like, when we get the first chance, we wanted to move, and that's what I took my chances on.
Mhm.
So I was on YouTube looking for different opportunities on what positions or what kind of. I didn't even think of a schooling or anything. I just wanted to see what is out there. And I said, well, if I could do tech, I'm always into tech and gadgets and things. But I'm not sure if I want to do coding or if I wanted to go into security, or I really didn't know. I just know I have a lot of different like sales background, customer service. Um, and I saw a guy you guys promote as well, which is Cyrus, and he was promoting your boot camp. Um, and he was saying a different like tech sales engineer. And when I started listening to him and doing more research with you guys and seeing that you didn't have to have any experience and how you can go into it, and it's plus the income and the handshakes that you give people, meaning that you're walking them step by step from beginning to end and have an internship as well. I thought it was meant to be. And I didn't jump right in. I did do more and more research on it just to make sure everything was apples to apples or whatever he was describing to me. Once I did that, lo and behold, it was a new year coming. So it was basically, I made a New Year's resolution to myself. I said, I'm gonna do this boot camp. I don't care what no one say. I'm not gonna go in with no fear. At least I can give it a shot. And that's when I joined at the beginning of January of 2023. Um, and from that step, I realized that people were in there at my age. I'm in my 40s. There were some people older than me, younger than me, because that's the fear you have. You feel that I've been doing something so long that nobody my age is probably doing this or getting promoted. Well, our age, we're used to sticking and staying as loyalty with jobs. Younger people, they're hopping a lot. They're hopping a lot for the money or different things like that. And that's fine and that's cool. But on the self part of it, you start doubting self, or you think I'm too old to do something like this, or they're not going to look at me like I'm taking a chance. I'm losing the security of my job. Um, and so I had to really jump on faith, prayers, talk to my family. I had a lot of support, and I didn't really tell nobody except my inner household. Because I was like, if it don't work, I was like, I'm just gonna just keep doing what I gotta do. We went all in. I was accountable to. I shoot. was it 2 days a week, 4 days a week? I think it was 2 days a week, two for 2 different hours, and he definitely had mentors come in for me. That's one of those things where if you do it, you have to do it. You can't just blame it on your mentors. You can't just blame it on the people teaching you the different lessons each day. You have to be all in. You have to ask a lot of questions. There's no stupid questions. And network with your cohort, your team there, because everybody's trying to coming from different backgrounds, different ages, different nationalities, and we're all trying to do this transition into tech. Tech is going to be here forever. There's nothing I see this swaying from it. AI is taking over and things of that nature. So I was all in from the beginning. I was still jumping the gun a little bit because everybody's anxious to throw their resumes out there and stuff. So I did jump the gun a little bit, but once I did that, it was great I did because I had to learn a lesson and see that my LinkedIn wasn't right, my resume wasn't done right, my cover letter wasn't done right. I couldn't interview right if I had the chance to. I didn't get the chance to interview, but it was those things that if I should have waited, let you guys teach me the right way because you guys did format it well. There is going to be a lot of people that's trying to combat maybe what you guys do. There's always somebody that want to try to do better. So I'll say to anybody that join this, don't sway so easily and just let them guide you, let them teach you the ways. They know, and they have people that's out here that's guiding you through each step on how to market yourself and to break into tech. Um, so at the very end, we graduated. We had a ceremony online. We was all ecstatic, and we started doing our um, internship after that. Internship, it didn't for me. This is for me a personal thing. It didn't help. It didn't not help me due to I have 17 years experience. So I really didn't need. I was in and out of that part of it. So I used that time to keep brushing up on my LinkedIn and all my other uh, platforms that you guys assisted us with, which was like Indeed and Ice.com, all these tech sites to put your resumes on and cover letters. So I wanted to make sure everything was in sync and going well. So I was out here throwing out application, throwing out application, throwing out application, rejection, rejection, rejection. It was mentally taking over me. I said, oh man, I don't know if it's going to work. I literally probably, this is not exaggerating to everybody, probably over 300 easily because I was doing like 20 a day or more easily. And I wasn't break, but I wasn't concentrating on it. What I mean by that, people know what this is. You get a little click happy. So you just say tech sales engineer, and renaming it pre-sales engineer, solutions engineer. I was just throwing them out, throwing them out, throwing them out. And I get all these rejection emails every day. So I mentally stopped. This was like in the this was like at the end of April. I stopped for 2 weeks just to get my mental right. I started back 2 weeks after that, right? The first time I did it, and during those 2 weeks, I said, "Oh, I was doing it wrong." So you guys are going to have different umbrellas in tech. You got to go with what experience you have to break into tech. So if you have finance, you got to go into the finance part because they're going to look at you quicker. Me, I have chemical background, so I deal with nothing but chemicals with the paint industry and stuff. So basically, that'd be like chem tech, chemistry tech, chemical tech. So I went and looked at different production companies, different chemical companies. They're hiring tech sales engineers. First one I put my application for, they ended up giving me an interview, like quick interview. HR called me, 5 minute interviews. They said, "Hey Shay, we want to put you to the next level." I was ecstatic. I was like, "Oh, this is great. This is the next interview." I said, "Okay." Next level was like a week later for a Microsoft team interview. The team interview, I had to go to my car on lunch break, put on a button down real quick just to make it look. I did it on my cell phone on the Microsoft team. I said I never worked it on my phone. I was like a beginner with it. I know I can do teams, but I just never did it on my phone before. And so I put it on, and the guy was three guys. It was president, VP, and hopefully my future manager. There was in a meeting room, and I had my cheat sheet up for all the questions that you guys helped me with to ask and everything. So I had that in my lap on the side, as well as trying to remember some of these key things I highlighted too, how to answer certain things. lo and behold, I really didn't need it because my experience spoke for itself, and I was guiding and leading them through the whole conversation. It was a lot of laughs. I felt it was too comfortable, and I felt I was going to be set up. I was like, I don't. This don't seem right. This don't feel like an interview. They was laughing. I was laughing at stuff, and they said, "Wow, you got a lot of experience." So the worst thing happened. I'm gonna let you guys know. The worst thing happened. So as your iPhone sits there, I had sun beaming down on it, and it was kind of in the warm weather, so it got too hot. So my phone shut off on me on the middle of the interview. I said, "Oh no!" I said, "Oh, I go get this interview," and so I was trying to get it back on. I put my AC on. I was trying to cool off my phone. It took me about 2 minutes. They were still there. I got back on. I said, "Hey, I'm sorry, my phone got too hot." They started laughing at me. They was cool guys and stuff. I was just like, "Hey," I said, "Please don't put this against me." I said, it got too hot. It was in the sun." They said, "We get it. We understand." They started laughing. Um, at the end of it, they looked at each other. They looked at my application. They looked at the resume, and they said, "Well, Shay, we want to bring you in. We want to bring you in for the final interview, which is just to make sure you're right for our culture and vice versa. You know, fill us out, we fill you out." So they flew me up to their corporate from Atlanta to Pittsburgh, put me in a hotel and everything, and had me have dinner with them the night before. I felt that was a setup again because everybody was laughing and they wanted me to grab a drink or something. I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't know. And it was because it's a smaller company. So mind you guys, I'm leaving a huge company to a smaller company now. Um, it was scary a little bit, but you know the package had to be right if I'm going to do this big jump. I always said that anyway, just joking with my coworkers. I said, this before I was thinking of tech or whatever. I just said, "You're gonna miss me one day." I said, "One day I'm gonna leave here." I said, "One day I'm gonna leave. You're gonna miss me." So the next day after the dinner, which went very well, it was business talk, personal talk, of course, trying to get to know each other. They brought me in, did a tour of the facility, and I think that was really just to, like I said, just to meet, see how personalities clash. I really met everybody, chemist from president, VP, HR people. Just it was really handshakes and just meeting each other. Except for it was one key player they wanted me made, which was the chemist manager or whatever. And I think he was test. I felt he was testing my knowledge, but he had questions in there for me. But it was really good because he was fairly new. He had jumped ship from a big company as well, and he went from a 30-year with a company to be their director of chemist. And he sat there, and basically a casual interview, a lot of laughs again. And so basically, he just broke down all the barriers. Everybody broke down all my barriers that I was going to bring because it was very relaxing and I had to be sure of myself. The key thing here, too, is I got this through LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn says whatever base level they're going to bring, like 80K, something like that to start. So they wanted me to fill out a hard application, and on the upper right hand side, it says where you want what you want to come in at. And what I had put was like basically like I knew for that I had did like a salary.com and I was like, well, for my years experience and what I'm bringing, I should be able to come in like 98 to 100 easily. Easily. So I put it down. I said, well, now I put it lower and I scratched it out and put higher. And I said, well, it is what it is at this point. I don't know what's going to happen. I filled it out just for the keep on file. Uh, Left. It was great. I think it was a great interview. Everything went good. Came back. I'm biting my nails. A day went by, nothing. Man, 2 days went by. They was like, well, you're going to hear something like in a day. I said, oh, wow. I said, man, all right. Well, I gave it my shot. It was good practice. Let's keep pushing. That's how I mentally took myself out after that. I said, I didn't hear nothing. Second day went by, nothing. Third day came. Got the phone call. I said, oh, yeah, this is it. I said, this is probably the rejection. I said, I get it or something. They probably got somebody else in there or some, you don't beat yourself up, guys, like I did because I was doing it all. I was like, well, I let them get me too relaxed or something. I should have been more professional. But they made that offer and I'm at six figures and bonuses and all. And I was ecstatic. I was like, wow, I'm really gonna do this. So and they just asked me how long I needed to transfer to them. I gave myself a month, like 30 days or whatever. They wanted me like next day or something, but they understood I had to handle and leave the company correctly and different things like that. It is remote. I'm at home now, guys. um, but if I'm not teching, like my tech, you guys, I just want you to know, tech is different on all different realms. So since I am in the chemical industry, I have to be hands on more than a computer. I do computer work with reports and different things like that, and learning how the coatings and things go, and communicating with my customers and my other tech colleagues or whatever, but mine is a little bit different. So I'm hands on. I'm in factories. I'm doing tech demos of actual chemicals to the customers. Not to say that this careers or anything didn't help. They helped me totally just to break into this, and to see that I did have other options that I can go with. So my tech demos is not just over a computer. I do live demos as well. And so my training, they said, hey, this is going to be a remote position. They do train you, even though I had to just get trained on the products, not necessarily the industry, because products change for them. So I'm training on products, but they said it's 50% travel. So I had to agree with that, even though I'm remote, but I'm 50% travel. When I first started, which was June 7th this year, they said it might be like 80, 90% travel. So this is the first time. This is what's today, the September. It has probably been 2 weeks I've been home straight. uh, Nothing too much going, everything's great. All my customers are blowing up, so this has been a dream come true, because I said when I started doing this, I literally told myself, I said, I'm gonna give myself till July. My birthday's in July to break into tech. This is before I knew about this interview and all this stuff. I said, if I don't do it long term, I want to do it at least by the end of 2023. This is mentally, I had to set mental tech marks for myself. I said, this don't work. I got to give myself at least to the end, and I'm gonna keep trucking and just see what happens from there. Lo and behold, I got in by June 7th, 2023. So you're gonna have mental breakdowns. You're gonna be like you can't do it, but I'm a true witness that you can double your income, because I was not this income with all those years in my company. I was not at this income with bonuses, with a car allowance, with an office allowance, with a company credit card, and I'm in my home now. I'm relaxing, and I'm living the dream that I was like, wow, I used to see people do. Like, I'm really been in it now, and I would not turn back. I'll probably always be remote, even if it's 50% travel or whatever. But my travel is basically local. I've been out of states. They travel out of states first to see different coatings that I'm providing. So they took me to different customers. I've been to Virginia. I've been to Pittsburgh. I've been to Kentucky. I'm probably going to go to Oregon soon. Man, I got some more places. So I'll probably be in Florida a little bit, but I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm getting my points on flights going up and everything, my hotel points, and I'm enjoying it. And I really thank Careers for everything that they instilled. And you got to believe in yourself, and you got to keep trucking with it, because there's a lot of different backgrounds, and you all going to bring something that's phenomenal to the table. But at this point, I mean, this is just the beginning. The sky's the limit, definitely. With for my part of it, take sales engineer. Um, the work life balance is I don't know if there's a value I can put on that. I mean, the money is always great, but just to have the work life balance. I have my oldest daughter I want to have time with, because she's a senior. I want to be able to take her to all these college tours, and so I have to have different times. And And they was very flexible with that. They gave me the max vacation period because I was, like I said, I had to, I actually helped with negotiation too. You guys helped me on a negotiation of my offer. So I negotiated to actually get higher income, and by the end of December, I said I need a 6 month review on my offer letter so I can get even higher where I need to be, which would probably like a 5% or more raise or something, and then discuss the bonuses as well. They maxed out the vacation over 20 something days. And they said it was no problem to do that. You know, you guys, you never know until you ask. It doesn't hurt. They're there to negotiate everything anyway. It doesn't hurt. It's not held against you if they say no. They just say, hey, we can't do that much with this work or whatever. So you got to ask for the whole goal that you want. And it worked for me and beyond. I mean, and it's just still surprised me. I just got the office allowance from corporate the other day. That was the extra 125. They just did that. Yeah, I didn't come in with that. That was something new. They didn't do the office thing for 125, but everything else was already told to me and negotiated. They gave me a phone and everything's great. Laptop is right behind me right now from this interview we're doing, and everybody accepted me at open arms, and they want to train you. They're not against you, so they want to train you to be able to work with them and recognize their products and their way of too, and just be open. And for me, I couldn't be my way or the highway just because I got experience. Because a lot of people they transfer in has about the same experience as me, and basically they're just building a dream team too with smaller companies. So when you deal with smaller companies, you got to vet them. You got to do the background and see how they're blowing up. I did a lot through networking and then see on different backgrounds on different websites to see if this is going to be right. Um, because people think bigger is always more secure or always the best for you, and that's not necessarily true. You become a number out there, and nobody really, I- in my mind, I don't feel like they care per se. I feel like you just be a number. Not saying that they were trying to promote me. I just was like, you need to promote something in Georgia where I can stay home. I can't just keep uprooting and moving. I probably could have been 2 or 3 levels higher, but I didn't want to move no more, and I wasn't going to move. So that was my whole that was my whole thing. I didn't want to be stagnant. I want to grow, and I want to break into tech because I know with that it's gonna blow up even more. So now my future goal, now that I'm a tech sales engineer, I want to probably do cybersecurity and be 100% remote. I probably can be 100% remote with tech sales engineer if I'm hopping or some different jobs, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm enjoying it. Uh, I think I'm being treated great. The work life balance is great. The pay is awesome, and the guys are just very helpful, very helpful. And on the tech part of it, two thumbs up. So it's awesome. I don't know. You got any questions for me? I'm willing to answer it for you, but I know I probably went long winded. I probably helped you out more than you helped me, huh?
Well, it's great
But
to, yeah, it's great to hear everything. Yeah,
yeah, it's just awesome. I don't have any complaints. They're training me. They said it would have been a 90-day training or longer. It's no set in stone. It's pretty relaxed training. They're treating me as basically one of the guys sitting at the table. So whenever we have any kind of issues, I'm humble enough that they invited me to the round table because it's me, my boss, the chemical director, the VP, and the president. And so we're all making decisions together. We're all doing demos probably together, and we all have input and we value each other's input. So uh, this is a dream. I'm living it. This is great. I don't know what else to say on that note.
I see. And if to resume the profession which you're in, what would how would you describe this profession just in one word or in one phrase? Like solutions or a sales engineer is a person who is doing what, or who is this person?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna say For me, in my umbrella or just as in tech sales engineer? And for me
And
per se,
for
you talk
your,
personal,
yes,
right?
yes.
I would say me, I am the all-in-one concierge for the customer. So I'm the product expert. I'm the tech expert because I'm doing the tech on all their machineries that they're running our codings through. Uh, I'm the sales expert. I do promote sales. I do promote more product possibilities for them. Um, I'm the problem solver. It's so many things that I have right now, but I'm the all in one. I am that go to expert for them, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So you gotta love being on the one on call for everything. You gotta love that. You gotta love learning. I'm constantly learning. You got to learn the tech. You got to learn. For me, like I said, I got to talk personal because tech is going to be different under different umbrellas for you guys. I have to learn all the machinery that they're going through, that my chemicals are going through, my paint coatings are going through, which is UV coatings. I have to learn the tech on the machines. I have to learn the chemistry balance of the paint. Um, I'm doing logistics. We do a lot of Teams calls. I do a lot of CRM or Salesforce. Um, man, that's really it. I mean, it's not too hard for me. Uh, um, for the key point, you want to deal with your experience. I can't stress that enough to whoever's going to listen to this. You have to don't run from the industry you're in. Use it as the catalyst to jump into that on a higher level with a different company. If you're not going to do it with your own company, because you have all that experience, which is Careerist is going to jump on and tell you how to magnify your experience. Go into your industry, and I don't know why I was so excited to put in applications. I wasn't thinking that, so I was just going in. I was putting in resumes for, I mean, applications for like fintech, hospital stuff. They're not gonna look at me. Well, it's a low chance they'll look at me because I don't have experience. I don't even know what I'm looking at if you put me in the nurse's office. So at the end of the day, the training will be longer and harder for me. So I I guess it just clicked, and I was one of those dumb moments like, I'm not looking in the chemical industry for this same description of what I'm trained for. And it started blowing up immediately. Actually, that first time I put in the after that 2 week break, that application, and lo and behold, they was like, "This is it. You're the guy."
Oh, that's great. So, your advice is just to try to look for jobs in the same sphere which you had before you joined tech, because it would
Right.
like enhance the possibility to get the job. It's so interesting. It's an interesting approach, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely it, especially with experience like that. Now, if you're new and you're young with this, it's different. Then you're open to everything. But somehow you got to look. Careers is going to help you look at your background, whether it's you've been a team doing different jobs and you're 20 something and you just did one or two jobs. You all bring a certain set of skills and knowledge to it, which they're going to package up and they're going to get it right for your LinkedIn. They're going to get it right for how your profile look and your applications. And uh, you can do an application tracker. So they're going to give you the right keywords and everything to put into your, your profile, your resume, and different wording to attract different recruiters to you. And now that I am into tech sales, I do get inboxes for tech sales engineer. I heard people say that before, and I'm like, yeah, right. That's not gonna happen. So now that my profile is updated and it shows that I am getting um, more traction on LinkedIn. But I don't want to be a hopper and just think, you can hop into something that's a worse scenario. So I'm giving myself time to grow with this company for a little bit, maybe a year or two, but on my downtime, also looking at cybersecurity stuff and taking courses, free courses on that right now, and just taking it easy and just keep growing and learning. That's it.
Great. So it's great to hear that.